Hey everyone, I'm Trevor, and today we're at Disneyland to share with you 15 mistakes that you need to avoid making on your next Disneyland vacation. So let's get going. Our first mistake to avoid making here at Disneyland is one that is near and dear to my heart, and that is not planning accordingly for the cost of food or snacks. Disneyland is expensive. It's not the most expensive theme park out there, but it is still expensive compared to what you might get at home, and so don't get sticker shock by not knowing what things are going to cost. You can check out menus online for the places that you want to come and eat, but honestly the best thing to do is download the Disneyland app and then click the plus button in the center of the app and place a mobile order. You don't have to be in the park to place a mobile order. You're just going to hit the plus button and you're going to scroll through, select the different food places that you want, and then you're going to open up the menu that way. Why? Is because it shows you pictures of the food items when you're going to be placing a mobile order. You don't actually have to go through with it. You're just looking at the menu, but you can see pictures of the items that you might be interested in, and then you can see prices. And what Amy and I frequently do whenever we're going to Walt Disney World is that we make a spreadsheet of the days we're going to be there, the places we plan to eat, the food items that we want to get, and that way we can budget how much we think it's going to cost. Especially with snacks, we'll list maybe 2 or 3 snacks throughout the day. We'll list where they're located so we don't forget where they are, because when we look at them on videos, they look fantastic, but then when we're in the park, we forget where they are. So we make a list, we put the price, we say where they're located, and then we're not caught off guard whenever we get here to the park. I want you to have an amazing vacation, and that starts with food, especially here at Disneyland. Speaking of the Disneyland app, our next mistake is not using it. From checking wait times, to placing mobile orders, to using it to scan your tickets in and out of the park, as well as checking the tip board to see what lightning lanes are out to and how far out they're scheduled, purchasing individual lightning lanes, using Genie Plus. The app is used for so much. You absolutely need to download the app and get used to scrolling through it and checking the different aspects, because it will make your visit to Disneyland that much better. I know a lot of you like to just do things on a whim. I am a planner, and I believe that failing to plan to come to Disneyland is a crucial mistake that you need to avoid making in 2023. You need to know where you plan to eat, what rides you want to ride, especially if you're coming during busy time. You need to make sure you have your priority list set and that you'll be able to ride the rides that you want to ride. Otherwise, you're going to get here, you're going to find that you spend too long trying to figure out what to eat. You might spend too long waiting in line for rides and food if you're not going to the right places at the right time, if you're not hitting the right rides at Rope Drop. Not planning at all, it will definitely be detrimental to your trip. But on the flip side, you can plan too much, and that is our next mistake, planning too much. If you have over hyper scheduled your day, you may find that you just can't meet it, that you can't do everything, and then you'll get yourself frustrated. Maybe you might disappoint some members of your family. You told them you were going to do something, then you didn't have time for it, or you were falling behind schedule and you didn't make it to the opening of the show, or what have you, and then all of a sudden you can't do it, and now disappointment abounds. So don't over plan. Make sure that you do have a plan, but don't over plan, if that makes sense. And just be flexible. Realize that your plan is just that. It's a guideline to help you have a good day, but that if you can't do something on that list, that it won't ruin your vacation. Our next Disneyland mistake to avoid is waiting too long to make dining reservations. Behind me is Lamplight Lounge, one of the most coveted dining reservations here at the Disneyland Resort, and we managed to snag one. How? Well, we had to book it exactly 60 days in advance, and everything was gone up until 3:50 in the afternoon already by the time I booked it. So this is one that you need to book fast, you need to book early. Another one that is highly coveted is Oga's Cantina, as well as the premium package for Fantasmic at Riverbell Terrace. Those ones are things that you're going to need to book 60 days in advance. You can grab some others a little bit less than that, like Cafe Orleans I managed to snag about 2 weeks early. Wine Country Trattoria you can snag early. But Lamplight, if you want to eat here, this is one you must book 60 days in advance. So do not wait to make these advanced dining reservations. Our next mistake at Disneyland is paying full price to come to Disneyland. If you book with Getaway today, you can get discounted packages. Right now, they're offering an extra night free deal that you won't want to miss. Give them a call or click the link in the description. It'll take you to their website, and if you use my coupon code, you'll save an additional $10 off their already discounted rates. Our next mistake to avoid making at Disneyland is staying on property. Behind me is the Grand Californian Hotel. We're in Disney California Adventure. There are 3 hotels on Disneyland property: Disneyland Hotel, Grand Californian Hotel, and the Paradise Pier Hotel. But I think it's absolutely a mistake to stay at them. Why? Because they are ridiculously expensive, so much more expensive than all the other hotels in the area. Some of them aren't even as close. Paradise Pier Hotel and Disneyland Hotel are a further walk than some of the Good Neighbor hotels in the area. And for the extra price, I just don't think you need to be staying on property. I know some people will want to get that extra Disney experience, and yeah, you're gonna get it, but you're also gonna pay a price for it. It's a decision that you can make. Tons of the local area hotels are amazing, also have cute themes, and are Disney-fied. You go in and the rooms have pictures and paintings and all sorts of Disney all over the place here in the Anaheim area. Equally a mistake is staying too far away. Now, when you're considering booking a hotel outside of Disneyland, the ones on Harbor are going to be a safe bet. Many of them are within walking distance. Some of them that are just outside of walking distance have frequent shuttles. But if you stay too far away, you're going to have to drive to the resort, which means that on top of paying for the hotel and possibly parking for the hotel where you are staying, you're going to have to pay parking here at Disneyland and then walk the 15 minutes in from the parking lot or take the tram. The tram can be just as slow depending on how quickly or how slow it's loading. So I still recommend staying off property, but staying close to Disneyland. If you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button for more Disneyland content, as well as other Southern California theme parks and attractions. The next Disneyland mistake to avoid in 2023 is not bringing your own stroller. I can look at the sea of strollers behind me outside of Toontown and tell you right away which ones are rented here at Disney. And that's these ones right here. They are plastic, they are hard, they are uncomfortable, they are expensive, and you can bring strollers on airplanes for free. They do not cost you anything extra. So bring your own stroller if you're worried about it being stolen. Look at all these strollers right here. Everyone has no problem leaving their stroller. Strollers don't generally get stolen unless you brought a $2,000 stroller. Don't do that. Buy a $25, $30 umbrella stroller if you're really worried about it, but bring your own stroller. I promise you, your kid is going to enjoy it a whole lot better than these things right here. The next Disneyland mistake, dieting at Disney. Behind me is one of many ice cream carts located around the park where you can get the iconic Mickey bar or Mickey ice cream sandwich on top of any other sweet treats that you can order from like Jolly Holiday Bakery. There's just so many good things to get here at Disneyland. Trying to diet while you're on at Disneyland is not a good idea. I always diet like 3 months before I go on a Disney trip so that I can just enjoy myself here at the park. Now, what about if you have a special diet? Disney is actually a great place to come for gluten-free foods, vegan options. They have loads of food options on their menu, and they're really willing to work with you. So don't diet, enjoy your food here at Disneyland. They do have healthy snack options, though, if that's a concern. One of my favorite snacks to actually get here at Disneyland are pineapple spears. You can get them from multiple locations. I love them. They are so juicy. Best pineapple I've ever had. It's like $3.50. I get them pretty much every time I visit. I buy at least one pineapple spear. Our next mistake is not being more adventurous with where you eat or planning or learning about the different food options that are here in the park. Pizza or burgers is great on a Friday night when you don't feel like cooking something, but at Disneyland there are so many good options. Why would you come to Alien Pizza Planet just to get a pizza when you could be going to the Harbor Galley or Docking Bay 7 or Jolly Holiday Bakery? So much good food here at Disneyland. We once had a friend of ours say about Disney's Animal Kingdom in Florida, there's no good food at Animal Kingdom. We're like, what? You gotta be kidding me. They have excellent food there. Flame Tree Barbecue, Satuli Canteen. Where did you eat? Oh, Restaurantosaurus. If you don't know anything about Disney World, they just pretty much have burgers there. Chicken tenders, that sort of thing. Get some really good food. Disneyland is the best place for quick service food. Absolutely, hands down. No theme park does food better than Disneyland. Sleeping in, buying water bottles, not using mobile order, not using single rider. These are tips that I share again and again on my channel, and they are all mistakes that you need to avoid for your next Disneyland vacation, but I'm not going to belabor them here. If you want to see those tips, go ahead and check out my other videos here on the channel. I'll put a link to the playlist in the description so that you can check that out as well. This next item could be a mistake or not, and that is if you're coming only for 2 days buying a park hopper. I don't think that you need a park hopper if you're coming for 2 days. One park per day, 1 day at Disneyland, 1 day at Disney California Adventure. There's plenty enough to do at both parks for you to, just spend the whole day in those parks. If you're coming for 1 day, absolutely get a hopper, especially if you plan to visit both parks, or just stick with Disneyland. It's the classic park that you need to visit. If you're coming for 3 days, park hopper is helpful, especially by the third day, because you can just go back and forth and hitting things that you didn't get done the previous 2 days. And the park hopper just carries over the whole multi-day trip. But 2 days, if you want to save some money, 1 park per day is fine. I think it's a mistake to buy a park hopper, especially if you haven't been here in a long time. If you just came maybe 3 or 4 months ago and you know there's only a few things you want to do at DCA, definitely get a park hopper. That's why it could be a mistake or not. It's up to you. While we're on this topic, I personally think it's a mistake to only visit Disneyland. Avoiding Disney California Adventure, I think, is a huge mistake. There are some awesome rides in there, like soaring over California right now during the Food and Wine Festival, soaring over the world at other times of the year, the Incredicoaster, Guardians of the Galaxy, Radiator Springs Racers, and all of Cars Land. It's phenomenal, and you need to check it out. However, if you're only coming for 1 day, I do understand the idea, the priority of wanting to spend mostly the time at Disneyland. I get it. So I'm not going to call it a full-on mistake, but we're still going to number it as one because I do strongly believe you need to visit Disney California Adventure Park. And our last mistake is trying to ride every single ride in a single day. It's just not going to happen. It's impossible. Even with Genie Plus, it's not going to happen. 2 days, you might be able to pull it off, but definitely not 1 day. You're going to run yourself ragged if you are trying to get everything in a single day. Instead, make a priority list. I say this a lot here on the channel. Make a priority list. What are your top rides? Ride those first, and then work your way down through the list. If you do want to try to ride and maximize your time here in the park, definitely buy Genie Plus. You absolutely are going to need Genie Plus, especially on a busy time. We bought Genie Plus and rode nearly every single Genie Plus ride in a single day, so it is possible. I'll put a link to that video right here if you want to watch it. It's chock full of tips and tricks for using the service. It'll also give you a good idea and expectation of how much you can get done in a day. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button for more Disneyland content, and we will see you again next time.